Welcome to the introduction section of the Call Booker screen. This screen is the one that you'll be using most, as this is where you capture the job details that come through on the telephone. Now you will see that the screen is broken down into various sections. We have passenger details, pickup time, pickup address, drop-off address, the payment method, whether it's cash or account, and any special requirement that we may need for this job. The red fields show that some information needs to be entered, otherwise you won't be able to send off the job. Now let's start off with the pickup address, which is really quite simple. We have a database with all the with everything, all the streets in the whole of England on there. But on our fingertips we have the whole of M25. So therefore, if we start typing an address, for example 23, and we do Ravensdale Road, the more we type, the less addresses will come up afterwards on my menu suggesting addresses for it. So 23 Ravensdale Road, you can see there's only a couple of different addresses on there. I will choose the top one. If I'm going then to 2 Paget Road and I only do 2 PAG, I would get quite a few addresses up here, as you can see. They're all within the M25 area. Now therefore, if I would add ET at the end, 22 Paget Road, you will get only a couple of addresses and you will choose it from there. We then need a name, which for example is Mrs. Cohen. The job is for right away, so we don't have to change anything on the pickup time. Our job is ready. I've got no red fields anywhere, which means it's a valid job. I could now go and save the details and send it off. Let's try this again. What we can also do is, instead of putting the Ravensdale Road on there, we can use the postcode. Now let's just have a look here. You can see that it's N16 6ST. So I can do here 23 N16 6ST. Please note you don't have to put a space in between. Okay, that's 22 Ravensdale Road. That helps a lot if you're not sure exactly how to spell an address, or you can't hear the person very clearly. You can always say to them, can you give me the full address? It's going, for example, to Harley Street, so we'll put in Harl and ST. What it's going to do now is go through my whole database in M25, find any street that has one of the words in the street starting with HARL and the other one with ST. If I now press enter, it'll give me a whole load of things all starting with Harley Street. I would now choose the top one, Harley Street here. Okay, put in, for example, Mr. Smith, and again it's ready to send off. Let's say the job is not for right away, it's for in half an hour's time. On the time here we could really go now and check and say, okay, time is 12:45, we want it for 13:15. Or we can just say plus 30 minutes and the system works it out for us. If a customer says, I want it 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I can do 8 o'clock. Automatically 8 o'clock will be 8 a.m. and therefore, since 8 o'clock this morning has already passed, it'll put it down for Monday 8 p.m. 8 o'clock in the morning. If it's 8 p.m. we can either write 2000 hours, or we can say 8p for this evening. We can also say we don't want it today, we want it on Wednesday. So by going into date and saying W for Wednesday, it'll bring it up. If we would do a Monday, we would have to do M, and it's there. We could also, instead of that, say, let's go into the calendar, and I want to order it for Tuesday the 13th. All is set up, that job is ready to go out.